Dr. Andrew Colyer from MuscleTestingTV.com, and today is show number 2. Today we're going to pick up where we left off last time with a little bit of talk about quantum physics and muscle testing, and we're also going to give you a muscle testing tip. Your muscle testing tip today is going to come from Dr. Vickie Cruz, who is a chiropractic physician who practices in California. She's been doing muscle testing and many alternative medicine techniques for several years. And one of the tips that she's going to give you is one of the tips that we teach in our home study course and also in our live workshop. To start off with one of our quantum physics tips to pick up from where we left off from show number 1 last time, we're going to refer to a book called Creativity Revealed, written by executive coach Scott Jeffrey. In Scott's book, he writes, "At the quantum level, the choices you make, your intention, shifts the probability of a potentiality." So at the end of our last episode, like I said, muscle testing takes things from something that's wide open, where your mind cannot tell what the truth is. So something is infinite, it goes to a kind of a potentiality or a possibility to something that's a probability. So one of the things that we're looking at today from quantum physics has to do with the Heisenberg principle, which we mentioned on our last show, or the Heisenberg choice. And we're going to introduce something new that's also called the Dirac choice, or the Dirac process, or the Dirac equation. Now, in the Heisenberg choice, or the Heisenberg principle, an observer chooses which question will be asked of nature. The observer's question determines which aspects of nature are to be observed, confirming, and then there's a bunch of other stuff, this kind of scientific stuff that we won't get into right now. So what we're stating is, again, the observer is now a part of the equation. So as Dr. Vickie is going to mention in a moment, one of the things that we teach in our home study course and in our live workshops and events is we have a checklist of 19 muscle testing do's and don'ts. And one of them is that the person who's the observer, the person asking the question, like when you were practicing muscle testing, you need to be focused and you need to be clear about what your intention is. Because if you are not clear, then the results that you get are going to be inaccurate and inconsistent. Now, referring to the Dirac choice, or the Dirac process, which was named after physicist Paul Dirac, the observer determines what question to ask and then must recognize the answer provided by nature. So in our case, the answer provided is going to be, when we're doing muscle testing, is it going to be a congruent or non-congruent response? Is it a strong or a weak response? Is it a facilitated or inhibited muscle testing response? So anyway, that is what we're talking about with quantum physics today and your muscle testing tip. And now we're going to segue into that clip where we interview Dr. Vickie Cruz. Hi, this is Dr. Andrew Colyer from MuscleTestingTV.com, and we're in Atlanta today with Dr. Vickie Cruz. And Dr. Cruz is a practitioner in California, and she practices many different alternative healthcare modality techniques. So what kind of techniques do you like to practice?
Well, some of the techniques I do practice is Applied Kinesiology, Neuralink, and also Neuro-Emotional Technique. And the majority of those techniques utilizes muscle testing.
Okay. So what actually what is it that you like about the muscle testing and these techniques?
Well, what's really great is that we are able to get information from the body in a really crude way that's not like how maybe we have to use machines to get biofeedback model, but it's just the real most accurate. There's even research behind muscle testing, the validity of it. And so that's what I feel that's really easy for us and for me, my practice, to utilize to get information from the body, whether there's a toxicity component or even a weakness in a specific muscle.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
So Dr. Cruz has been in practice since 1994. She's also an instructor for Neuro-Emotional Technique. And what do you find sometimes when beginners start to practice muscle testing for the first time? If you wanted to share, say, just one thing that's a common thing, that maybe a mistake that they make, or a way that they could improve if they wanted to start practicing?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that the practitioner needs to have focus and confidence in their muscle testing.
Okay.
So that means they would have to practice with each different individuals.
Okay.
And then making sure that the way the arm is positioned, that they're not trying to overpower the patient.
Okay.
And then trying to be really focused and understanding what information they're trying to gather from that patient.
Because if they're not clear, or maybe they're confused, or they're not very confident, and they're starting, and if you're not sure what the question is, or the
specific point and what it is information you're trying to gather.
Oh, okay.
That unassuredness can skew the muscle test. So really, it's that confidence and that clarity from this practitioner and utilizing the muscle test for whatever reason we're trying to find information from that.
Okay, cool. And that's how it's been successful for you with your patients, because whether you're doing Neuro-Emotional Technique or Applied Kinesiology or Neuralink, or since all of these different techniques use muscle testing, you as a practitioner have to be clear, okay, this is where I am, this is either the technique or the question or the whatever information you're trying to...
Just being focused.
Right.
Just being focused and what information you're trying to get.
Okay, thanks. Thank you for being with us today. We're here in Atlanta at the beautiful Emory Conference Center Hotel, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks.
So thanks a lot, Dr. Cruz, for that interview that we just had here at the beautiful Emory Conference Center here in Atlanta, Georgia. We're coming to you here in Atlanta because I'm actually attending one of the Neuro-Emotional Technique seminars. It's one of the seminars that I have to attend to keep my certification, and it's also something that I just choose to do because I love continuing education, and it's one of the primary techniques that I have used since 1996 with many of the thousands of patients that I've treated. So thanks a lot for tuning into Muscle Testing TV, and we'll see you next time.